Hey, what's up, everybody? It's BDF44 coming at you with another video. Basketball related, but not quite on the court stuff. Just saw that Kevin Durant was removed from a basketball game twice because of a COVID protocol. And, you know, I look online and I see what everybody's talking about in regards to that. I saw one person say it would never happen to LeBron James and that kind of thing. And then I see a tweet that came from Kevin Durant himself. It said, "Free me." Like free my boy, free me, like. And then he went on to say something else, paraphrasing, of course. He said, you know, you're not fooling any your fans, NBA. You're not fooling your fans with these PR stunts or these PR something or other. In other words, they're not fooled. We know this is just some PR bull crap. It's not really actually y'all trying to keep us safe. Y'all just trying to do y'all due diligence to appear as if y'all doing so. And he has to be the brunt of it in this case. Now I know KD's frustrated, you know, because obviously what's going on, and also because the team is new. They're a brand new team, uh, and he's the mainstay. Kyrie's been in and out of the lineup. Obviously, Harden is brand new. They traded away half the team to get Harden. They're trying to establish themselves and what their strengths are going to be, which is the offensive side of the ball. You can't really win the game. They did lose the game tonight too, and it's very difficult to do that without a full dose of KD. They had 18 minutes out of him. If he plays a full plethora of minutes, I'm pretty certain it's a different outcome of that basketball game. So he was frustrated, um, and I understand it. The fact of the matter is, there's no real perfect way to handle what it is that COVID is bringing to the table. Um, Everybody's doing the best they can, and this is unprecedented times, uncharted territory. We've never dealt with anything like this. Most of the generations we study from never dealt with anything like this. So we are the blueprint for how this is supposed to be handled, and in the process of it, we're stumbling a little bit. Not only in sports, but in every part of our society. It's just we're not quite where we need to be in terms of battling this thing and doing things properly. So I can understand it. KD is not the only guy affected by this. I can think of several teams that have just had their whole season decimated because of COVID. The Washington Wizards have dealt with a great deal of it. The Memphis Grizzlies have dealt with a great deal of it. Obviously, Minnesota with Towns. Boy, prayers out to Towns and everything that he's gone through in regards to COVID. Um, it's just been several teams that have had to deal with it. Philly's had some COVID issues as well. Miami's been hit with it super hard. So there are a lot of teams um, that have been affected by this, some more than others, and there's no balance there. KD has already missed time because of COVID. So I know his frustration is way above most, because at the level of player that he is, coupled with the fact that he's missed the last 2 years, coupled with the fact that he is on a brand new team, they are winning right now. They are finally starting to click. And then he has to go through this again for the second time in the season, and then having been pulled from the game twice. I just read a little read up on what exactly went down with KD. Basically, he had tested twice today. Both were negative, but then he came in contact with someone who had an inconclusive test. They came back and determined that test was positive, so he was then removed from the game and tested again. So that's kind of what I was my understanding of what took place with that particular situation. This is very, very frustrating, very unfortunate, and you can clearly see that this is kind of an asterisk year, no matter what happens, no matter who wins it. Because there are some teams that may have been playoff teams that are going to undoubtedly be affected by this now. The question is, as we get closer to playoff time and during playoff time and even in the finals, could this be the determining factor of the series? Can you imagine we get all the way to the finals and then KD has to go out with COVID, or Kyrie's out with COVID? You get all the way to the finals and you got no LeBron, no AD because of this. Like, you thought the bubble was bad. You haven't seen bad until that type of thing occurs. So it's the type of thing we need to mentally prepare ourselves for, NBA fans. This is just an imbalanced year of basketball, and this could very well be the story. You might see an NBA champion come out of left field because of the fact that COVID just decimates the playoffs. I mean, it's very, very possible. So, yeah, man, with that being said, I hope everybody's staying safe. I got my mask. I'm surrounded by nobody, so I have it down. But, it's one of those situations where I wear mine regularly, and I plan on getting tested to know what's going on in my body. And You know, for those of us who have the stomach to do so, it's probably best to know than to not. You know what I mean? And especially since this thing can be weaponized and shared, to say the least, while you have no symptoms in some cases. So just do your due diligence to try to take this thing as seriously as you can. And for those who don't believe, there's a saying that I often say: you don't have to be afraid to be killed. Many a brave soul found themselves lost because their bravery led them straight to their fate. Just because you're not afraid does not mean you're not in danger. You understand what I'm saying? You have to use what you have. And unless you can definitively prove that this thing does not exist, you got to leave room for the fact that it can, simply because of everything I just described to you. It could literally be passed to your loved one and you won't even show any symptoms. So let's do what we can to try to take care of ourselves, take care of one another, be responsible for ourselves and one another. And as we continue to find ourselves in these frustrating type of situations, let's just remember that there are others who are going through much worse. People who have lost their lives, lost family members, lost friends, lost many people, many people in some cases, to COVID. So the things that we have to do to protect ourselves against it are a small inconvenience in comparison to what those people have already given and lost. So let's keep perspective here. Thank you guys for watching. My name is BDF44. Be safe, and I'm out.